What is up, guys? In this video I'm gonna share with you how to get all the familiars in Hades 2. So these are the animal companions you can bond with and take with you during runs, and they each will have a unique set of abilities where they can be used in encounters, passive bonuses, and add an increased chance of finding a specific resource. So getting them is definitely worth it to make things easier during a run, and also with farming, because you will be doing that a lot in the game to unlock weapons, upgrades, and incantations. Further, I will include how to unlock the leveling up and skins, so let's get right into it. If you are here for just a specific familiar, you can just skip through the video, because I will start off from the beginning of the game with the triggers to unlock them. The first thing we need is the Faith of Familiar Spirit incantation. This will unlock getting Witch's Delight to be able to bond with the companions. To trigger the dialogue for getting this incantation, you need to do the following. You need to unlock the Gathering Tools, which is one of the earliest incantations you can do, and is called a Knight's Craftswork. And it requires one Molly, which is the Flora variant you can find in the Underworld's first biome, Erebus. Once you unlock this incantation, you can go to the area right before entering biomes and interact with the weapons altar. Here you can now unlock the 4 Gathering Tools. The pick will cost 1 ash. You probably will have that one already. You will get them from room rewards. You can then use the pickaxe to go into the biome and get silver from the outcroppings in Erebus, which are needed to unlock the other Gathering Tools, the Tablet of Peace for 4 silver and the Silver Spade for 8 silver. If you want to get some more silver early on and reach the second biome of the Underworld, Oceanus, if you can get to the NPC room in the biome, he can give you some free silver. The icon of this room is presented by hands and a talk bubble. The Tablet of Peace is used to compel shades during a run to get Psyche. And the Silver Spade is used to get seeds to make them grow in the crossroads. You don't need the Rod of Fishing yet, because it does require you to get bronze, which is found in the first biome on the surface. So we will come back to that later, because we do need it for the level up trigger. Once you have these 3 Gathering Tools, you want to use them in runs. I would say at least use them 2 times in one run to make the trigger valid. And then you want to beat Hecate in the first biome for a specific dialogue. She will have a unique dialogue at the start of the fight talking about familiars, and after you beat her, you will be able to enchant the Faith of Familiar Spirits back at the Crossroads hub. You will need 2 nectar, which are found in room rewards and biomes, or can be bought from the broker for 50 bones. You also need 1 lotus flower, which is the flora you find in Oceanus. So now you got the Witch's Delight, you can give it to Frinos. He is located at the spawn point in the Crossroads hub. Also be sure to interact with him a couple of times before even getting the Witch's Delight. This might be needed for the trigger, just to be sure. Once you bonded with him, he can be found in the area before entering biomes. Make him join you on runs. Frinos' abilities are that he will passively give you more max health when he is with you, can block incoming projectiles like the annoying morph spell Hecate does. He can also damage enemies when he jumps, but you do need to level this up first. And as final, he will increase the chance of spawning lost shades. With that, he will instantly compel them, so you don't have to do the minigame, which is very useful early on in the game to increase your grasp, so you can equip more Arcana cards. Next up is Toula the Cat, which does require you to unlock the Woodsea Lifespring incantation, which unlocks the fountain room in Erebus. This requires 1 Molly and 3 silver. You should probably have this one available already, so unlock that one. And there is a chance she will show up here, but there is a better consistent way to make her appear, and that is by going to the surface and meet her at the pier after the first biome boss on the surface. So we need to be able to go to the surface. If you haven't yet, there are 4 triggers you need to look out for, and the first one is just to play the game and at least defeat Hecate with also talking to her in the Crossroads. The second one is that Hermes will show up at the start of a run, and he will talk about that Olympus is under attack and needs help. Then you will need to encounter Moros after you die and unlock the Fated list, plus unlocking him to show up in the Crossroads. Because of this, you can now unseal the gates leading to the surface and go there at least once. Then, as final, you need to encounter Chaos and talk to him until he gives you the Chaos Thalamus seeds, which are needed to lift the curse of not dying on the surface. That incantation is called Unraveling a Fateful Bond and also requires 2 nightshades from the seeds found in Erebus, 2 moss, which are found on the surface. You can still get them even though you die on the surface, 2 lotus, and then 2 chaos thalamus. Also, the chaos seed will give you 2 with 1 seed. Chaos might be hard to get to, but if you give him nectar for his keepsake and hold it, he tends to show up more. After you got all that, you can arrive at the pier after the first boss on the surface and head to the left side to find Toula the cat. And if you encounter her 2 times here, you can bond with her with the Witch's Delight. Toula the cat will give you a Death Defiance, will strike enemies when you run through her in encounters, and will increase the chance of finding fishing spots, and will also catch them for you without using the fishing rod. Unlocking the fishing rod might be needed to make Toula appear, but you can easily get this now because you can get bronze from the surface in the first biome. So Raki the Raven is consistently found in the fountain room in Erebus after you bond with Toula. Because finding this room is not always guaranteed, it can be a little bit tricky to get there, and you do need to get there 2 times in order to give him the Witch's Delight, so it can take some time. But to increase the chance of finding the room, you want to avoid the shop, NPC and mini boss rooms to make your chances of finding this higher. There is another thing, we need more Witch's Delight, which are made by using the Beast Loved Morsel alchemy, which requires 1 Stardust and 1 Nectar. So, how to get Stardust? This is a reward from completing the challenges within the pitch black stone above the weapons altars. To unlock this stone, you will need the Abyssal Insight incantation, and this one is revealed after talking to Chaos multiple times. You do get a pop-up once it is revealed. To unlock this incantation, you will need 2 Nightshades, 2 Fate Fabric, which is easily bought from the broker, and 2 Pearls, which is the boss reward from the second biome boss within the underworld. After unlocking that, you can interact with the stone above the weapon altars to commence the challenges where you have to do a biome with a fixed weapon or a keepsake and a set of boons to beat the biome with. To unlock more of these challenges, you have to unlock more weapons, including the aspects and getting the keepsakes from the NPCs around the game. I will make another video about getting all the hidden aspects, which does require to get all the weapons anyway, so you can watch that one if you're interested, but moving on, after you beat a challenge, you will get Stardust as your reward, and then you can make more Witch's Delight for bonding and leveling up familiars. After this, you can also now buy the Stardust from the broker for 1500 bones, which is quite expensive. So let's talk about the leveling up before we continue. Up to this point, you will have done a lot of triggers to unlock the leveling, but there is one more trigger you do need, and that is to make the Greater Favor of Gaia incantation, which makes it so you can upgrade your gathering tools, which is not required, but we do need this incantation to be unlocked first, and for it to show, make sure you have all the gathering tools unlocked by now. This incantation requires you to get 4 glass rocks, which are found in the 3rd biome, in the underworld, the morning fields from the outcroppings, 4 iron, which are gained from the 2nd biome outcroppings on the surface, and 4 marble, which is found from the outcroppings in the last biome in the underworld, Tartarus. Once you have those, you can make the incantation. After that, on your next visit to the crossroads, the Bravery of Familiar Spirit incantation should be revealed and requires 1 wool that is gained from beating the 1st biome boss on the surface, and 3 wheat, which are gained from the seeds found in the morning fields, and plant them in the crossroads. Once you have all of that, you can make the incantation and go to the area before entering biomes to interact with your familiars there and level them up with the Witch's Delight. So now we can finally go back to Raki and give him a Witch's Delight to bond with him. Raki will have an increased critical chance on enemies he attacks and increases the chances of finding outcroppings during a run. And also quickly collects all of it with 1 pack. Now we are going to be unlocking Hecuba the Hound, which is encountered in the NPC room in the morning fields where you encounter Echo. Hecuba will be at the end just before the exits to the new rooms. You have to interact with Hecuba 1 to 2 times before you can get a dialogue trigger from Hecate, because Hecuba and Gale are her familiars, and you will need her shared familiar bond trigger to be able to give them, which is the light, the bond with them. So up to this point, you should have all the triggers done to make this dialogue appear. And if you are in the crossroads, Hecate will have a bigger exclamation mark above her to get the dialogue. After this dialogue, you can go back to Hecuba in the morning fields and give the witches the light. Hecuba will passively increase your max magic bar, increase your chances of finding digging spots for seeds, and also dig them up for you. And Hecuba will stun regular mobs enemies during encounters. He sometimes also digs up a bull in encounters to regenerate your magic. We are coming to the last familiar, and that is Gale the polecat, which only requires you to encounter Gale 2 times just before the third boss on the surface, before the stairs, and give it